Hello viewers, welcome back for another interesting episode in tourism lecture series, that is strategic planning process. The word strategy is derived from the Greek word strategic, meaning the office of the general. It is often used to mean the art of military leadership in the planning and execution of large scale combat operations. In managerial terminology, a strategy may be defined as an overall plan for the organization to accomplish its objectives in the context of environmental forces beyond the control of the organization. In other words, strategy is concerned with an organization relationship to the external environment and the competitive situation inherent therein. It seeks to lay down as to how the organization plans to meet the uncertain and competitive world outside and makes different assumptions as regards the tactics and strength of the competitors. According to Edmund P. Lerner, the pattern of objectives, purposes or goals and major policies and plans for achieving these goals stated in such a way as to define what business the company is in or is to be and the kind of company it is or is to be. According to Haynes and Mazzei, the planning for unpredictable contingencies about which fragmentary information is available. The topic can be studied under the following 5 subheadings. They are levels of strategy, importance of strategic planning process, importance of strategy in an organization, types of strategies, strategic planning process. Let us start with levels of strategy. First one, corporate level strategy. The purpose of a corporate level strategy is to identify the business areas in which an organization will carry out its operations. It also states how these businesses can coordinate in order to make the organization more competitive in the marketplace and how resources can be allocated among the various businesses in an organization. Thus, an organization operating in more than one area of business needs a corporate level strategy. The development of corporate level strategy is generally the responsibility of the top management in association with the strategic planning personnel of the organization. Corporate strategy states a comprehensive action plan for the entire corporate organization and tries to determine the scope, range and role of each constituent business. Business level strategy. These days, many organizations have a number of distinct strategic business units. A strategic business unit is a relatively independent business that can function to a certain extent on its own. Each strategic business unit has its own unique set of goals, competitors and strategies. The business unit has its own strategies to accomplish its goals. The focus of business level strategy is on determining the best ways of operating a particular business in accordance with a corporate level strategy. Business level strategies attempt to identify ways and means to achieve a competitive advantage. They also try to respond appropriately to changing environmental and competitive conditions and help in allocating the resources of the business unit. Usually, business strategies are developed by the heads of the respective business units subject to the approval of the top management. At this level, managers are not required to decide what business to be in, but to develop a business strategy. If the organization is involved in only one business, the corporate level and business level strategies are the same. The corporate level and business level strategies differ only in organizations which conduct more than one business in different industries. Next one is functional level strategy. This strategy focuses on developing action plans for managing a particular functional area within a business. The functional areas include research and development, manufacturing or operations, marketing, human resources and finance. Functional level strategies help the organization to develop strong functional competencies that enable it to gain a competitive advantage over its competitors. Moving on to the next one, importance of strategic planning process. Planning makes objectives clear, specific and achievable. Before plans are drawn, it is essential that objectives or goals to be achieved must be clearly stated. As a result, the actual activities undertaken deviate from the desired path, leading to wastage of efforts and inefficiency. The planning exercise makes the goals clear and specific because it begins with determination of objectives and thus it helps in achievement of the organizational objectives. Planning makes activities meaningful. With clearly defined goals in the process of planning, actions become meaningful in the sense that employees and managers know how their activities relate to organizational goals. They realize the importance of their own activities in relation to other activities. Everyone is conscious of their own contributions towards the achievement of organizational goals. This acts as a motivating force, encouraging the employees to work harder. Planning reduces the risks of uncertainty. Business organizations operate in an uncertain environment and there are risks of various types. Planning helps to reduce the risk associated with uncertainties. In the process of planning, attempt is made to look into the future and predict it. Planning helps coordination and cooperation. Planning makes coordination of various activities, departments and groups relatively easy. Plans are laid down in advance that what should be done by whom and when. Planned programs of activity serve as the basis of harmonizing the efforts of different divisions, departments and people. Planning helps the management pull the individual to achieve common objectives or goals. Planning provides well-defined objectives, unity of direction, well-published policies, procedures and programs. All these facilitate to get full cooperation and coordination which consistently avoids duplication of work and interdepartmental conflicts. Planning facilitates decision making. Decision making involves searching for various alternative courses of action, evaluating them and selecting the best one. Planning facilitates this process. Planned targets are indicators on the basis of which alternative courses of action are considered. Without planning, decision may lead to undesirable results and will direct activities towards uncertain goals. Planning promotes creativity. In the process of planning, managers have the opportunities of suggesting ways and means of improving their performance and achieving higher targets. There is a challenge before management not only to overcome future problems but also to take maximum advantage of favorable conditions. This induces creative thinking and innovation of new methods of operation besides developing new ideas leading to growth and prosperity of the business. Planning provides the basis of control. Controlling presupposes the existence of planned goals and standards of performance. Without planning, there can be no control because evaluation of performance against predetermined goals is the basis of control. Plans provide the standards against which actual performance is compared. Deviations of actual results from the standards indicate the nature of corrective action needed. Therefore, planning may be said to provide the basis of control. Planning leads to economy and efficiency. Plans and programs indicate precisely how various tasks are to be utilized for the purpose. Availability of advanced information on such matters leads to economy. Better utilization of resources. Planning decides what to produce and how to produce. Then there is the possibility of utilizing the resources effectively. Motivation. A well-prepared plan encourages the employees of an organization and gives them a sense of effective participation. Planning motivates the employees as to what the organization wants to achieve and defines it to the employees. Develops rationality among management executes. Disciplined thinking of management executes is geared up through formal planning. Management executes take action only after putting their thoughts in blueprints. In this way, planning brings rational thinking and approach among management executes. Prevents hasty judgment. We can analyze a problem through a plan and consider the alternatives before taking a sound decision. It is possible to plan in advance as to what will be done and how it will be done. This process avoids hasty judgment. Promote growth and improvement. Planning sets a standard to control purpose. So, useless and aimless activities are avoided. It leads to the growth and improvement of an individual and the organization. Improves competitive strength. Competitive strength is improved by adding new line of products, changing in quality and size of the products, expansion of plant capacity and changes in methods of work. These are achieved through planning. This is because planning helps employees to avoid needless efforts and reduce wastage. What is to be done, how and when are specified in the plans. Hence, there is no scope for using trial and error methods. This also leads to efficiency of operations. Coming to the third one, importance of strategy in an organization. Strategies are needed to give companies direction. Without strategies incorporating objectives, companies would be adrift. People in companies would not know what they are working towards and therefore would not be able to judge what constitutes effective managerial behavior. By setting objectives and drawing up a strategy to accomplish, these companies can invest resources, train people, build up production capacity and take a clear position within their environment. Strategies plan also has the benefit of coordinating all strategic initiatives within a company into a single cohesive pattern. A company-wide master strategy can ensure that differences of opinion are ironed out and one consistent course of action is followed throughout the entire company, avoiding overlapping, conflicting and contradictory behavior. Well-planned strategies also facilitate optimal resource allocation. Drawing up a strategic disciplines strategists to explicitly consider all available information and consciously evaluate all available options before committing to a course of action. Documented strategies also permit corporate level strategists to compare the course of action proposed by their various business units and to allocate scarce resources to the most promising initiatives. Strategies are a means for planning and organizational activities in advance. Having detailed strategies allows companies to be run with the clockwork precision, reliability and efficiency of a mission. Moving on to the next one, types of strategies. The following strategies may be adopted by an organization to accomplish its objectives. First one, stability. In case the organization is satisfied with the present level of activities and profits, it may follow the stability strategy. The factors which contribute to this line of approach may be stable environment, limited number of products and services, limited number of customers, suppliers and competitors, minimum need for specialized knowledge and skills about products, customers, etc., values, attitudes, background, etc. of the top management which may disfavor growth for its own sake. An important drawback of stability strategy is that it may make the management self-satisfied and indifferent to the need for any change, such that when the external environment undergoes a swift change, the organization may not be fully prepared to bear its effects. Product development. The main thrust of product development strategies is development of new products for the existing markets, creation of new uses for existing products for the existing markets, and development of new products for new markets. Product development strategy will be followed in the case of organization in response to a dynamic environment decides to enter new products or services in the market in order to meet and beat the competitors more effectively. Market development. Market development strategies are concerned with either selling the existing range of products in new markets or selling new products in new markets, the underlying object in each case being to expand the customers being served by the existing products and services. Vertical integration. Vertical integration is the process of consolidation, whereby an organization diversifies its activities either backward towards the supply of essential materials or forwards towards sales outlets. Accordingly, it may decide to produce the necessary raw materials for its production activity so as to assure continuous supply. It may also decide to develop its own sales outlets in order to better serve the customers. Merger. Merger denotes the combining of several similar business units so as to rationalize manufacturing and selling activities and to attain the economies of large scale production and to weed out competition. Merger as a strategy aims at acquiring other similar organizations to expand products range and markets. Such a strategy will be followed in a dynamic, unpredictable environment by an organization which desires growth and expansion without waiting for its own projects to achieve the same results. Divestment or retreat. To divest means to get rid of. In managerial terminology, divestment as a strategy means to give up production of unprofitable products to achieve rationalization of the product range and to avoid the benefits of standardization. The products chosen for elimination are those which contribute little or no profits. But the exercise should be undertaken with care and caution, because elimination of products with low profits may also adversely affect the overall profit position. Other strategies. An organization may also adopt various other strategies such as distribution strategy, technological strategy, financial strategy, managerial strategy, product design strategy, cost reduction strategy, etc. in order to accomplish its specific objectives. Coming to strategic planning process. Strategic planning is the process of developing long-term plans that help in defining and accomplishing an organization's goals. It involves setting out the organization's objectives and lay down specifications as to how they ought to be accomplished. According to Stoner and Wankel, strategic planning is the process of selecting an organization's goals, determining the policies and programs necessary to achieve specific objectives en route to the goals, and establishing the methods necessary to assure that the policies and strategic programs are implemented. Characteristics of strategic planning. The following are some of the characteristics of strategic planning. Strategic planning deals with and provides answers to certain basic questions pertaining to the organization, such as what business are we in and what business should we be in, who are our customers and who should our customers be, and what goods or services are we going to offer. Strategic plans are formulated for a long-term period. Strategic planning is based on long-term forecasts and appraisal of the external environment. It helps an organization to prioritize its activities and to focus its resources on the most important activities. The top level management is responsible for formulating strategic plans for the organization, since top level managers have the vision as well as the conceptual and design skills necessary to consider various aspects for the overall benefit of the organization. Moreover, only if the top level management is committed can the support and commitment of subordinates for implementation be obtained. Strategic plans enable a manager to plan daily activities in a detailed manner. In today's highly competitive business environment, budget-oriented planning or forecast-based planning methods are insufficient for a large corporation to survive and prosper. The firm must engage in strategic planning that clearly defines objectives and assess both the internal and external situation to formulate strategy, implement the strategy, evaluate the progress, and make adjustments as necessary to stay on track. Mission and objectives. The mission statement describes the company's business vision, including the unchanging values and purpose of the firm and forward-looking visionary goals that guide the pursuit of future opportunities. Guided by the business vision, the firm's leader can define measurable financial and strategic objectives. Financial objectives involve measures such as sales targets and earnings growth. Strategic objectives are related to the firm business position and may include measures such as market share and reputation. Environmental scanning. The environmental scan includes the following components: internal analysis of the firm, analysis of the firm's industry, external macro investment. The internal analysis can identify the firm's strength and weaknesses, and the external analysis reveals opportunities and threats. A profit of the strength, weakness, opportunities and threats is generated by means of SWOT analysis. Strategy formulation. Given the information from the environmental scan, the firm should match its strengths to the opportunities that it has identified while addressing its weaknesses and external threats. To attain superior profitability, the firm seeks to develop a competitive advantage over its rivals. Strategy implementation. The selected strategy is implemented by means of programs, budgets and procedures. Implementation involves organization of the firm's resources and motivation of the staff to achieve objectives. The way in which the strategy is implemented can have a significant impact on whether it will be successful in a large company. Those who implement the strategy likely will be different people from those who formulated it. For this reason, care must be taken to communicate the strategy and the reasoning behind it. Otherwise, the implementation might not succeed if the strategy is misunderstood or if lower level managers resist its implementation because they do not understand why the particular strategy was selected. Evaluation and control. The implementation of the strategy must be monitored and adjustment made as needed. Evaluation and control consist of the following steps. Define parameters to the measured, define target values for those parameters, perform measurements, compare measured results to the predefined standards, make necessary changes. So students, hope you people are able to understand the above concept. Thank you for watching this episode. We will meet in the future episode. Till then, take care. Thank you.